live in an era of advanced technologies and digital progress, so it is impossible to hide from surveillance cameras. As of now, one can find cameras virtually everywhere. And there's nothing strange or unusual, but if you thought that you could find a secluded place and hide from them, I want to upset you. How? Do you know that drones will find you everywhere? Due to their lightweight and maneuverability, drones manage to shoot a lot of amazing videos every day, and you will see some of the most interesting of them right now. And this drone captured an incredibly spectacular snowmobile race at very high speed. I am 100% sure that the surfer was very surprised when he saw the drone footage. Fortunately, the shark just swam away without attacking anyone. Nature in Australia is able to shock you not only with poisonous insects and sharks, but also with its incredible beauty. The beach of this lake is very similar to the Tree of Life, which amazes tourists. 10,000 ducks were released to rice fields in Thailand to clean them quickly. Surely if you see this in person, it will be remembered for a lifetime. You're wrong if you think that people did something with these trees. In fact, these are the consequences of a strong tornado that went through the forest. It seems to be the only way to get a close look at the hive, and the most spectacular one to destroy it. Tourists have come a long way by climbing a high rock, and they received stunning views that they managed to capture on a drone camera. And now it's time to tickle your nerves. This drone was launched into a famous haunted house, which is located in Oregon, USA. The combination of the weather and the gloomy atmosphere made it possible to shoot a real horror movie. However, no ghosts were found there. Would you dare to visit such a house? Share your opinion in the comments below. This huge icebreaker from South Africa easily passes through the ice in Antarctica, and it looks incredibly impressive. We're sure that it is much more pleasant to meet this guy flying on a drone than in person. Now let's plunge into the world of mysticism. This drone accidentally recorded the outlines of a dark silhouette while flying past an abandoned house. Do you think this video was edited, or the cameraman really managed to shoot something otherworldly? Old rock carvings were spotted by a drone. Their size is so huge that it would be impossible to recognize them from the ground. And the authors of these works are still unknown to scientists. This kangaroo clearly didn't like that someone's drone got into its private life, and it cleverly managed to hit it. This drone captured a strange flying object. It looks like a black square against the background of clouds, but if you look closely, you can see that it was accompanied by two smaller objects. No one could answer exactly what it was. And we assume that this is proof of the existence of Aladdin and his flying carpet. Here is another advantage of the drone. You can fly very close to the incredibly beautiful yet deadly Komodo dragons. The drone that flew under the bridge captured a really creepy guy. Although it looks like a staged thing, I'd really not like to walk there alone during the shooting. That's what happens to a person who has watched too many old slashers. By the way, people lose their drones due to bird attacks once in a while. For example, in this video, the hawk easily sent the drone to the ground. Are Pirates of the Caribbean fans here? At the same time, it is not a huge funnel as it may seem at first. This is a special spillway that was built on the reservoir. As soon as the water exceeds the required level, its excess volumes are sent down a 60-meter pipe and poured into another lake. Would you like to walk around the cemetery at night? You can do this with the help of a drone. However, I am not sure that you'll want to do it a second time later. For example, this guy sent his drone to the cemetery at night and was shocked by an unknown person who was seen sitting at a tombstone. Only after noticing the drone, he disappeared into the dark. What could be more spectacular than destroying a building captured by a drone? Just imagine that the operator of this excavator needs to go to this job again tomorrow. There's a feeling that this road user will not only create traffic jams, but also shock local residents. Now, if the US police need to make an arrest at the violator's house, they often use drones that allow them to assess the situation and start negotiations. At the same time, people who are afraid of ghosts need to pull themselves together. This drone captured pretty creepy footage in England. This shape, very much resembling a girl in a white dress, was seen among the trees. Only you can decide if it's fake or not. Do you know where such spiral-shaped bubbles come from? In this way, whales collect small crustaceans floating in the water. After that, they simply eat them. Talking about marine inhabitants, we would like to show you a white stingray of this incredible size. It was a real surprise for everyone who understands oceanology. Sometimes if you want to make jokes in front of a drone, it's better not to go backward. In Kentucky, the floor of the Corvette Museum accidentally collapsed. Unfortunately, 8 unique cars were affected by this incident. The drone pilot decided to spy on his neighbor by the pool, but she absolutely did not like this idea. After such a well-aimed throw, the observer lost his expensive toy. The killer whale accidentally washed ashore, and caring people are trying to save it by sending it back to the ocean. The drone recorded how hundreds of fish organized a tight circle. Thus, salmon are protected from predators that pose a real threat to them. In this video, the drone's camera captured an ice carousel. This trend has appeared in Finland and is finding more and more fans around the world. The principle of operation is very simple. First, you need to cut out a huge, smooth circle on the ice of the lake and then connect the motor to it. After that, you can enjoy this amazing attraction. This drone was flying near an old house when it captured a mysterious creature in one of the sheds. It looks pretty creepy. At first it was eating something in the barn, and then it tried to attack the drone, which was at a distance from it. Now we see one of the largest landfills of used cars in the world, and looking at the drone footage, it can be noted that it looks quite large. By the way, pets love to play with drones, but it's worth noting that these games do not always end well for them. For example, this drone was destroyed by an incredibly playful dog. Do you still worry when the elevator is turned off in your house? Then look at this house located on a huge rock. Legend says that the first person who lived there was a monk who tried to escape all earthly temptations. Whenever you control the drone, you need to remain vigilant, otherwise it can easily fall into the ocean where it will have a new owner. More than 100 reindeer were caught by the drone when they began to walk in circles. Do not be afraid, these are not signs of a natural disaster or an impending apocalypse, it's just one of their unique ways of protecting themselves from predators. Few people can describe what it's like to fall on your back in front of a lion, but the drone gave us a unique chance to feel what it is. By the way, the wildcats did not tear it apart, but only touched it with their paws. This girl is clearly against anyone flying in her yard, but if she doesn't have a gun like the previous one, she can't do anything about it. Apparently, this beach does not like guests. This is a military structure made to make it much more difficult for the enemy to land on the beach. And here's how mysterious and charming the ghost town in the desert looks. It's located near Sahara in the Arab Emirates. The snow leopard sets a trap for this animal. However, thanks to the speed and incredible ability to climb rocks, the poor creature managed to save its life. Flamingos know how to impress with beauty. Very often, these birds gather in flocks on the shore, thereby giving an incredibly stunning sight. And now it's time to tickle your nerves. We are sure that you definitely would not want to meet this creepy clown in the middle of the field. This is a very beautiful tree located right in the middle of the Dead Sea. And what makes this story amazing is that the Dead Sea is so salty that nothing can grow there. In the south of Australia, sharks are so dangerous that they may well try to eat your boat. And these spectacular shots were taken over a large cemetery of airplanes in the USA. In general, it can be used as an aviation museum because both old bombers and huge airliners can be found here. Finally, with the help of recording devices, it'll be possible to try and get to the very depths of our planet. I will never be tired of seeing more and more creative and talented people on our planet. All of them create true masterpieces with their own hands. For the sake of saving your dear things, you can go into fire and water. What a dangerous lady. I'll tell you one thing for sure, it's better not to even mess with such people. This is what the perfect bullseye hit looks like. What a great throw. And this is what a herd-like behavior looks like. If you watch what is happening from a bird's eye view, everything looks very impressive. This mysterious Bigfoot has been spotted in Oregon. A large hairy creature wandered among the trees all alone. Looking at the following shots from a height, you might think that we have a burial ground in front of us. However, it's not the case. This is a kind of cemetery of mannequins. And here is another humanoid cryptid. I don't know how plausible these shots are, but the mythical creature looks very realistic. And what kind of incomprehensible creature is this, fearlessly running along the side of the road from its pursuer? It clearly has some kind of mysticism in it. The experience of spraying the streets of Chinese cities with disinfectants during the pandemic was very efficient. It's obvious. And who's here? There is a high probability that someone finally managed to shoot a real Bigfoot on camera. So that's where hunters get their horns on the wall. Well, it's a pretty humane method. The drone filmed a strange humanoid creature that was hiding among the trees in the forest and clearly did not want to be noticed. It seems that someone predatory and dangerous was driven into a corner. Do you think you are not afraid of snakes? And how do you like such a bunch of aggressive reptiles? In some cases, shooting with drones can scare animals so much that a real tragedy will unfold right in front of you. Flying close to someone who can only greet you with horns was a clearly wrong decision. Sometimes drones also catch mystical moments, and it's hard to find a logical explanation for many of them. Drones are also excellent assistants in shooting reports from the scene. This is another spectacular show from representatives of our fauna. Do you want to create a couple of memorable and spectacular shots? Then you just can't do without the help of a drone. Apparently, the drone had some issues with a peacefully standing car. Why would it try to deal with it? It's not the best idea to tell that you were attacked by an unknown flying machine. Now this guy will have to invent a story about his mysterious collision. She is too small, yet her accuracy is already at the highest level. It is not the best idea to launch expensive drones into eagle nests. Such a decision can cost you $1,000 and not bring any benefit. And in this video, you can see the sad consequences of an overabundance of goods on the market. When supply exceeds demand, similar places begin to form. This cemetery consists of new, unused bicycles, which instead of a new life, got a place among hundreds of thousands of abandoned devices. We know that pigs love dirt, but it's the first time I see dogs doing the same. And now you are invited to a paradise on our planet. Here, people can safely swim in crystal clear water among a huge variety of fish and turtles. No one is disturbing anyone, everything is quiet and calm. In such a place, all problems are forgotten and true peace comes. I am very sorry about the passengers on this plane. They saw how this drone crashed into a part of the wing and broke a small part of it. I want to believe that everything went well and the plane made a safe landing. Let the whole world burn with fire, but the work must be done. Apparently, this is the life credo of this farmer. Despite the fact that flames are raging to the right of his green tractor, he continues to work calmly. Animals, like humans, hate it when someone tries to get into their personal space. Therefore, they react very categorically to an unidentified flying object on their territory. The rams are no exception in this matter. Drones allow us to observe animals in their natural habitat. With the help of a well-camouflaged drone, you can learn a lot about hunting, personal interactions, and recreation of such interesting animals. Koi carpfish are very beautiful and create a wonderful background for photos. However, if they are hungry, then everyone should be careful because they will get together and attack any opponent just to get the desired lunch. Such an unusual round dance was filmed by a random person using a drone. Have you ever thought about how these tall structures are repaired or washed? It turns out that there is such a profession. Those who choose it must be absolutely fearless people. I'm even scared to watch it from here. It seems that cheetahs don't like being watched without asking. This guy was very annoyed by the sound that the drone makes, and choosing the best moment, he managed to knock down the drone with his paws and a sharp jump. Someone clearly likes to have fun in the water. If you are on a boat in Argentina at the right time and in the right place, then even a whale may well take you for a ride. With the help of a drone, you can observe the most dangerous predators at a safe distance. For example, polar bears, which you will definitely not want to meet in person. In Uruguay, a drone camera revealed a huge eucalyptus plantation of a rather unusual shape. And all because the owner of this plantation decided to capture his own coat of arms in this way. Taking a beautiful view of the forest, someone was lucky enough to also capture a beautiful nymph in a red swimsuit. It was an epic and very spectacular collision. After it, you won't even complain about the need to pay for repair. And they also say that trees come to life only in fairy tales and cartoons. They're so naive. There is such a thing as ghost towns. These are the empty cities that were abandoned by everyone many years ago. Here is an example of such a city in the former USSR. Lonely houses, deserted streets, and collapsed signs. It all looks depressing. An incredibly talented artist depicts local residents on the grass with the help of natural dyes and aerosols. Unfortunately, such drawings, under the influence of moisture and wind, disappear after 3 to 4 months. In this desert, unusual lines of enormous size were captured by a drone. If you look closely, you can see the outlines of different animals, and not only them. Archaeologists believe that these signs were made more than 3,000 or 4,000 years ago.
They also claim that ancient peoples tried to contact alien inhabitants in a similar way.
Probably each of us dreams of living in a penthouse with a rooftop pool, but even the rich and famous people can't hide from drones and relax there either. It is better to shoot these waves from afar by using a remote control. The person who approached the water is simply fearless. With the help of a drone, you can get to the places which can't be reached by plane. I think that right now we can witness another strange zone that acts like the Bermuda Triangle. This is the most isolated church in the world. Such a temple located in the mountains is not really uncommon. Such places are often visited by pilgrims from all over the world. However, you will hardly see a church like this one anywhere else. It's located on one of the highest stone columns in the world with a height of 40 meters. This unique place is located near the capital of Georgia, the city of Tbilisi. The monks working in this temple spend 20 minutes every day climbing to the top using a metal ladder that is securely fixed. This place is absolutely not a tourist destination. In addition, no woman has ever been here. Only monks have access to the top. These unusual 3 huge stones are located in Thailand. The locals call them whales. 2 bigger ones are dad and mom, and the 3rd small one is a child. To get to the top, you will have to overcome a difficult path, but the view that opens from above is worth it. And these fabulous shots were created using a drone. However, everything is not that amazing for the residents of this coastal zone. Due to the hurricane, huge waves, and severe frost, houses were covered with a thick layer of ice in the city of Hamburg, New York, USA. This phenomenon caused decent material damage to local residents. What's that? This is another proof of the existence of Bigfoot, or someone's slick imagination. Two cryptids shot in the middle of the forest shocked the entire community when the video was posted online. Well, it's not surprising. You can see anything in the Amazon forests, and even one of the last remaining members of the isolated tribe. There are certain tasks in life that a person may not be safe to solve. For these purposes, drones that shoot fire were created. Do you think that our future will be bright and cool? Perhaps we will really forget about land transport and will move by air soon. Sometimes these drones can save someone's life, and what could be more expensive? This is a great idea for lazy people who don't want to get up in the morning and go somewhere to cheer themselves up with fresh coffee. Imagine how cool it would be to see fireworks from a bird's eye view, but thanks to the drone, you and I managed to fully enjoy this incredibly beautiful sight. It looks creepy at first glance, doesn't it? Previously, these 6-meter statues of US presidents were part of a park in Virginia. However, it closed in 2010, and now they have been moved here for storage. Footage from this drone captured an impressive old graveyard of ships. Give this video a like if you'd like to wander through them. There are many sunken ships, but this one is considered special. Despite the fact that it sank more than 100 years ago, it attracts people by the fact that incredibly beautiful trees have grown on it. And with the help of a drone, it is quite possible to take a tour of it. Some farmers do not like it at all when their territory is being monitored. And this guy is used to acting radically. He took a rifle and just shot down the device with a well-aimed shot. No, they are not flying over the forest, as it may seem at first glance, but simply floating through a very transparent lake. The desert of the northwestern Chinese province of Qinghai can please us with such a beautiful lake, which is called the Eye of the Devil. Huge waves are a great reason to launch your drone for spectacular shots. Have you ever seen a forest without a single tree? The level of the lake in Washington state has fallen, and an unusual picture has opened up before us. You can see dozens of stumps left by foresters more than 100 years ago. And this drone witnessed the battle between a moose and a wolf in Canada. The creature had to use its huge size to find salvation in the water and break away from the predator. And these sad shots were made in Sri Lanka. You can witness about 15 elephants forced to visit this garbage dump to find food for themselves. This guy would have managed to get away from the police if his movements had not been recorded on a drone camera. And this famous story could have turned out completely differently if the police had a drone then. Thanks to the drone, you can plunge into the world of wildlife and, for example, watch bears in their natural habitat. However, they do not always like such a company and may try to get it down. Unfortunately, everything has its expiration date, even legendary buildings. These shots capture the destruction of the legendary hotel in South Florida where movie and rock and roll stars stayed. In 1966, archaeologists discovered these buildings in Turkey, which date back to the 10th century BC. And now we could admire this amazing find on our screens. Just take a look at how majestic and beautiful a running herd of horses can look from above. When the owner is too bored, the beloved pet becomes their toy. When a person is too lazy to walk an animal in the morning, they can use such a great new way. When luck is not on the side of this girl while playing golf, it is better to not get caught by her anger. Such a grabbing drone is an indispensable assistant at large events. It will remove the chairs and put the decorations together. Just wait a bit more and the profession of a loader will become irrelevant.
you can see 25 kilograms, 8.5 meters, and 20 hours of continuous work. In fact, it's a balloon full of helium. This is a description of the new drone called Plimp. It can easily maneuver, land, and carry a load of up to 6 kilograms. And most importantly, Plimp is the first drone that is 100% crash resistant. At first glance, it seems that it is a bird, but in fact, it's a drone. With its help, you can penetrate into the families of birds and conduct a continuous observation. What do you think about a taxi drone? So far, there are only trial versions that are being actively tested, and I want to tell you that they are able to pass all the checks in a matter of seconds. All the passenger will need to do is set the arrival point, and the drone, rising above the ground, will quickly complete the route. Let's finish our today's episode with an advanced invention. These small drones are designed according to the principle of operation of an ant colony. Thousands of individuals make up one single organism. It is hard to even imagine what these seemingly inconspicuous and harmless robot drones will be capable of.
And what is your definition of a truly heavenly place? And this drone was lucky enough to capture the total destruction of an entire urban area. Now meet the biggest mammal in the world. This is the blue whale. The length of it can reach 24 meters, and the weight is as much as 150,000 kilograms. Dear viewers, if you liked our video, please like it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share your opinions and feelings in the comments below. See you in the next episode.